Welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory Update 8. My name is Tom, and this is episode number 28. In today's episode, guys, we are going to be automating steel beams and steel pipes. I'm also going to show you how I came up with this design of the steel ingot factory. I'll take you through that process. So with that said, guys, let's get started with episode number 28. Okay, guys, let's take a look at this updated steel factory. The layout is inside of the factory has not changed. All that has changed is the perimeter and outside of the building. I made it a bit more factory-like looking, okay? So it is a lot more cleaner. I added a bit of depth here, added 3 different types of colors to the factory. And guys, I think it looks really cool. Okay, and here's the side of the factory. I got a ramp going up there. And then from the back here, this is the back where the power is kind of hidden from sight for now. And then, yeah, this is the angle here of the factory. So yeah, this is, with the assets I'm working with right now, this is looking really good, guys. I can't wait to unlock more assets and design really cool and fascinating looking factories. And I want to take you through my process of finding a design I really like. So guys, I didn't show you with this one, but I'm going to show you with the steel pipes and steel ingots. I feel like this is going to be a very long episode. So with that said, guys, let's begin automating steel pipes and steel beams. Okay, before I begin, let's switch over to our calculator here. So I'm going to bring that up on the screen real quickly here. And oh wow, take a look at that, guys. I am on a Google page, and this is, I guess we'll talk about this first since I have this up on screen. So how I came up with the updated steel ingot factory was I typed in warehouse architecture design, and then I went to images, and then from here I started just looking through all types of factories, and I saw this guy here. I was like, oh wow, look at the color. I like the gray. I like this angle here. And so I applied this type of angle to the factory, and then I applied this type of color as well. And what I used is Photoshop. I have Photoshop. I downloaded the image, brought it into Photoshop, and then I sampled the color of the building here. And then I added a color swatch to Satisfactory by copying the hex number. Okay, so that's how I went about doing that. But essentially, guys, this is how you be creative, is you go on Google, you do a search, and then you start pulling from images. And basically all you're doing, guys, is you're just copying what you see, because in the real life, everyone copies from everyone. Not fully 100%, but there's like 10% they copy this color or this shape or the depth or you name it. Everything is copied from something. And so look at this. This one is like a concrete warehouse. So if you like concrete, you could do something like this. I really like the color palette for this. This is really cool. Has a very modern factory look to it. So, and I mean, there's just so many potentials. This is a concrete factory. Look at this. This is just a cube, guys. It's just a cube. And why does this look so aesthetically pleasing? Well, I'll tell you. Number one, the color is very minimal and soft. You got these random shapes. They're all equal shapes, but they're kind of spread out. And it has a pattern, right? So you got 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And you have to be mindful of these little details. 2, 1, 2, and 1. And so that creates a rhythm in the factory. Okay. And so you just copy that all the way around, and then they created depth, right? So you got this window in here, and so you kind of get to look into the factory, and then you got the lighting. So, and then you got the concrete here with the darker color. So these are kind of all the details you should be looking at. So you got depth, you got color, you got lighting, you got rhythm here. It's all looking really nice. I mean, look at this guy. This is so cool. So this is my process when I go about creating Factory. Look at this. Very simple, but yet very engaging because of the depth and the color palettes. Okay, so I am going to draw from this guy right here. Okay, so I'm going to say, what do I like about this? Well, I like how each part is segmented by these retaining walls. Okay, so I think when I look at this, I'm like, oh, one constructor can go in here, a constructor in here, and a constructor in here. Okay, so I'm going to personalize all these constructors. And I want to come up with something like this. Okay, guys, so I'm going to pull from this. With that out of the way, guys, here is the ratios. I'm doing 15 steel beams per minute. Why? Well, because that is exactly 60 iron or 60 steel ingots per minute. We have 180 to pull from. You divide 180 by 3, that's 60. Okay, so here's 60 and 15 steel beams per minute, and that's one constructor. And then for the steel pipes, it's 60 steel ingots will give me 40 steel pipes per minute, and that's two constructors. Okay, so we're working with a total of 3 constructors here. And yeah, so that is good. And then we'll have another 60 steel ingots and reserved for a future product. Okay, so yeah, so we'll do 1 constructor, 2 constructor, 3 constructors. Okay, with that, guys, let's begin building this factory. Okay, so what I want to do is bring the conveyor belts from the back of the factory so that the front will look really cool. Okay, so I am going to place down a lookout tower here, and I'm going to bring out a foundation right here. And I'm going to snap this like that. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. And then I'm probably going to need one out here. Okay, and then maybe one right here. Sweet. All right. Oh, look at that beautiful factory. It looks so gorgeous. All right. The first step here is to bring in the iron or the steel ingots. So let's say, see, the hardest part when doing this stuff is getting started. Where do you start? So I'm going to take you through this process. And guys, this is probably going to be a long episode. So get ready to take your time, and I'm going to take you through this whole process here, guys. And hopefully you guys will gain some creativity out of this as well. So let's say this is the entry point for the conveyors. Okay, I'm just going to start there. I don't know if this is the right start or where I'm going with it, but you got to start somewhere, okay? So with that established, I am going to cycle through and grab my constructor. All right, so I'm going to be working with the 2 constructors for the steel beams, okay? So I'm going to align it like this. Excellent. And there we have it. That looks pretty good. So the steel ingots will come in here. The thing is that one of these lines is going to supply 2 of these constructors. So this is going to make things a bit complicated, because how am I going to make that work? Well, I think the best way is to grab a splitter. Okay, so we'll split the 60 steel ingots for the steel pipes, and we're going to split it like this. In fact, we don't need 3. What we need is a 1 like this. Okay, so that's going to go there. And then I'm going to grab the constructor once more. And for now, I'm going to place it right there. Excellent, excellent. This is looking pretty good. Good start, guys. Good start. Okay, and then now we get to work on the walls. Okay, so I'm going to switch back over to the Google image, and let's take a look at what I'm trying to do here. So the first step here is to create these walls, and these walls come out past the constructor inside of here. So we need to make some really long walls. So I'm going to start with these 2 walls, 1 wall here and 1 wall here. Okay. All right, so we have our constructor, and let's say we put this guy right here. I'm going to lock the hologram. I'm going to nudge it like this. So we'll go from the overlapping color. I'll go back to the teal, and then I'm going to go 1, 2. Oops. Okay, lock the hologram, and then we'll go, oops, from here, 1, 2, and there. Okay, excellent. So this part right here can be, if we go back to the image, it's going to be this part, this window and gated area. So something like that. That's what that wall is going to be. And then we got these retaining walls here. Okay, excellent. So let's create these retaining walls. And those are going to come out like this. But here's the issue, is this is going to overlap the arm, and it's going to cause clipping, as you can see. And I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go lock the hologram. I'm going to go 1 out. Just like that. Okay. And then let's do it over here. 1 out. Okay. And then I'm going to do it all the way over here. Like that. Perfect. Excellent. So now we have no clipping. So I'm going to delete this guy. And I'm going to jump over here. And I'm going to copy this. And it looks like we are going to have a gap here. We are going to have a gap here. So I'm going to place that here. And so how do I fix this gap? How do I fix this gap? Well, what if I did this? Yeah, that is way too much clipping. That is way too much clipping. Okay, okay. What if I did this? No. Boy, how am I gonna do this? All right, so I am in my first conundrum here, guys. I'm in my first conundrum. How do I fix this gap here? I don't know, guys. I don't know how I'm gonna fix this. Okay, how about if I did this? How far can I clip in? Like this? And how does that look? I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Oops. It doesn't look too bad. It solves the clipping. the issue is now we have this extension here. So one way to do this is we can do this. Like that. Okay, and then we go like this. And there, guys, there. So now we have extra room. So if we really wanted to, I could cycle through and I can grab the catwalks. And let's say, can a catwalk fit in here? Guys, I think a catwalk is going to be able to fit in here. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to switch over to a catwalk ramp. Okay, I'm going to lock the hologram. I'm going to bring it like this. Oops. This has quite a bit of clipping. Is that clipping down on it? It is clipping. Okay. And if I go over here, it's clipping, but you don't see it, which is pretty good, guys. So I could do something like this. Okay. And then we can do a railing. And then like that. Okay, and then we can kind of get up here and be like, oh, okay. Excellent. Okay, so now we have a way to kind of walk up in here. Now, I might delete this. We'll see. I'm kind of really picky on the clipping here. I honestly don't think we need it. But for those that want to add those catwalks in, you can definitely do that. Okay. So, excellent, guys. We have that established. So I am going to apply that on this side real quick. So we'll nudge it over. And that's over one. That's past the halfway. Wow. Like that. Wow, I wish they had half walls. I wish they had half walls. Maybe they do. I just haven't unlocked them yet. Okay, and then I'm gonna lock this in like that. Okay, guys, look at that. Would you look at that? We are getting somewhere, guys. We are getting somewhere. Okay, excellent. And so we have our retaining wall and we're creating depth here. So let's grab the screenshot once more as a reference. And so we have the retaining wall coming out. So this is looking really good. And so now we need to create this top section, and I'm not going to copy this exactly, guys. Okay, I'm going to create my own. This is where I'm going to break away from this design. I'm going to do kind of my own aesthetic. But I did copy this retaining wall, and I did copy the sections here. Okay, so I'm going to head back, and so with that established, what do I want to do next? Well, we need to figure out how to belt over the steel ingots to the second constructor. So I'm going to add a hole like that. And if I jump down here, this should align. So I'm going to grab my Mark 1 conveyor belt. That should go in. Oh my goodness, it does. And then this will go in like that. Excellent. And so then we'll bring the conveyor belts from out here, and then we'll belt them right in there. Oh my goodness, this is looking really good, guys. So we'll head up here. And let's continue, guys. Let's continue. So I am going to do something like this. So to change this retaining wall up, I'm gonna head over to my wall tab and I'm gonna hit 3. Okay, I'm gonna hit 2, and then I am going to do this. I'm gonna switch to a 4 meter like this. Okay, so now I've kind of made it this kind of look, you know, my own way. So there we go. So right now I'm just kind of messing around with this. So I could do, how about, here we are. Like this. Look at this. It looks so cool. Okay, and then we'll do something like that. And something like this. Okay. So guys, this is what I'm talking about. It's just grabbing assets that you currently have and then just placing them down and seeing how they work. And sometimes, guys, they just don't work. And so you delete them. You just delete them. Okay, so this is looking pretty interesting. I am going to head over to the... Actually, I'm going to grab a window. And, yeah, I already see the issue with this. Oh, boy. Yep. Okay, no problem. Well, we can't put windows here, guys, because we're going to have some serious clipping. So what if I nudged it over like this? That's interesting. I don't really like it. Okay. Well then, can I connect the walls? Oof. Okay, how about I create some more depth by doing this? Ah, okay, that's just, again, guys, just I'm just experimenting here to see how things look and if they work, and that's not going to work. And what I'm really looking to do is try to connect these two dots here. Okay. So we have something going here, but we have this really weird shape sticking out here. So I'm wondering, can I camouflage that? I'm going to jump down here real quick. It doesn't know what to snap to. Okay, right here. And then if I hit 2. Nope. 3. Okay, I think I need to do that. Okay, I'm having some clipping. I can't I can't get that thing to snap down here. Okay, what if I delete this guy? That's the shape I'm looking for, but I want it to be sitting on here. and I can't get it to sit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this. There it is, guys. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I figured it out. But that does kind of destroy my shape that I'm trying to do here. I mean, yeah, there's no way when it comes to clipping in here. That hides it, right? But I've just gotten rid of the shape. So, oops. Interesting, interesting. Conundrums. What if I did this? Nope. So this is kind of what the process looks, guys, is that I spend an hour or two and to just start placing down the assets. And if they don't work, they don't work. So I think you guys understand my process on how to create factories. And so what I'm going to do is, since I spent a little time on this with you guys, I'm going to place a cut in here and then I'll come back with the completed design because I'm running out of episode time here. So I'll place a cut in here and then I'll come back with the final design and then I will discuss it with you. So I will see you on the other side. Welcome back, everybody, to the Steel Factory. Let's take a look at what I have here. This is the front of the building. I am going to change the top portion right here in the future to sloping ceilings so that this has a more geometric look to it. Right now it looks a little bit boxy at the top. I'm not all too satisfied with it, but we'll change that in the future. But this is the front, guys. And if we take a look, we have the one constructor and we have the conveyor lift heading down to the basement where I will be routing all of the components so that I keep a clean and a minimal look to this little factory. Let's pan over to the profile and take a look at that, guys. Doesn't it look super nice? And here is the back side. And let's enter in, guys. I have a door and we are in the factory. So let's head out. Again, I am continuing the white stripe across the box here. And that's it, guys. That's the profile of that and the front here. If we actually head back over here, I have the input that, or the input of the steel ingot, and it's going to go out underneath from the basement into the top, and I'll have to place splitters, of course. But yeah, it is super clean, very minimal, and I really like the look of this, guys. Wow. Okay, well, let's transfer over to the Google Photos here and see how close I came to the design I was trying to create. Okay, let's take a look here, guys, and here was our original design. I have the retaining walls extended, and I just changed up the shape a little bit. And then, yeah, that's it, guys. I did it. And so there you go. There is a good example how you can pull from the internet and kind of go based off of what you see and then slightly modify it to your own little style. So I hope you found that helpful, and hopefully you guys will in the future design factories based off of images that you see on the web. So let's switch back to the game here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up 2 more factories just like this one, guys. I will route everything, power everything, and then I will see you on the other side. Welcome back, everybody. Here is the completed steel factory. We have the steel beams and the steel pipes, guys. It is completed. Well, almost. I'm running out of daylight time, so I have to cut this short and finish the remaining work off of screen. There's not too much work, so don't worry about me, guys. So let's take a look, guys, at what I have here. Here is the front, and every building has its own assembler, very personalized. Ah, yes, and take a look at that. Oh, it looks so gorgeous. So this is the front, and of course I showed you the profile here. And then this is the back with 3 doors for each of the assemblers. If we head in here, and let's place back the foundation real quick. How about this? There we go. All right, so everything is being routed underground, so I'm going to add a conveyor hole here. Like that, and uh-oh, this one's off just one tile. Let's reset that. Okay, there we are. Okay, so this is what it looks like for all 3 of them here, and they're all being routed underneath. Oh, I am liking this design so much, guys. Wow, every factory that I build, I believe, is getting better and better, and it's going to get even better when I unlock more of the unlockables for building factories. But that is it, guys. That is it. Let me quickly take you underneath here. I will be routing all of my, like this. That's all going underground, and that looks super clean. You can see the steel ingots coming down. I am so excited about this factory, guys. Let's head underneath here and take a look at what's going on here. All right, so I am routing all of the steel ingots here. These are Mark 1 conveyor belts because that's all we need, guys. And here are the splitters. So this is the steel pipes. So steel pipe 1 and steel pipe 2. Like that. And they're going to be split into the splitter and then up to feed the first constructor that's producing the 20 pipes. And then the rest of the 30 ingots will come down here to produce another 20 steel pipes, which will give me a total of 40 steel pipes per minute. I still need to route the output of the steel pipes into a container, so that's something I need to finish off screen. We have the second belt here. This is going to go back and into this constructor, but unfortunately we ran into high ground, and yeah, that's just the product of not knowing the future. So I will make an adjustment for this, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to delete this last constructor here. So I'll delete this whole section here, and I will place it over here so that I don't run into that high ground underneath. So it'll be 2 steel pipes here, and then this one will be the what is that other component called? The frames? The steel frames. Yeah, I think it's the steel frames. So yeah, guys, I hope you liked this factory. I hope you took something away from how to build factories based off of images. So guys, there it is. Let me jump up here. Ooh. Wow, I'm receiving a lot of lag, and I'm assuming that is just because the game has lag spikes. Hopefully though they will iron those out. But anyways, guys, that is the episode. That is the episode. Thank you so much for joining me in episode number 28, we are all finished with the steel pipes and the frames. We'll use those in some other components in the future. I think in episode number 29, guys, we are going to be exploring for some hard drives and unlocking the MAM. And hopefully we'll find some new components to help build my factory in the future. So guys, you have a wonderful day there. Take care. Bye.